said, where does the snowman go to the bank to get his money? The snowbank. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the kids laughed and I laughed and it was funny. But yeah, so your first room you enter in is Santa's desk. So, and on Santa's desk is a computer, and scrolling continuously throughout the day is the naughty and the nice list. So lots of kids' names are on that naughty and nice list. There you go into Mrs. Claus's kitchen, which is so much fun. We have an actual old antique stove in there, some mixing bowls set up just like Mrs. Claus would have it.
Oh,
And we have an igloo made out of milk jugs, about 2,300 milk jugs. And I can't even tell you how many hot glue sticks we went through to glue that together. But it's really awesome. You can go in there and check it out. The toy shop, the elves are working away with a conveyor belt and a lot of stuff. Into the village, into the reindeer room. Then you meet Santa. Every child who attends gets a gift given to them. So that's really fun and exciting, or a book. And then you go into the gingerbread houses, where we have a bunch of little kids' gingerbread houses all painted up and decorated. And then the command center, and then out Candy Cane Lane. So yeah, there's lots of different rooms, and each room is separated into something fun themed for Christmas. Magical experience.
A magical experience. Very good. So if you're into holidays and Christmas and all of the Hallmarky stuff, like, this is like a dream for you, right?
Absolutely. And it's any age. You don't need a child to come through Santaland. Anybody is welcome to come through Santaland.
Very good. So also you have some other activities coming up for the chamber, because this isn't like the only thing that you do. So while you're putting all this together, you're also planning other events at the same time. So tell us a little bit about, like, you have, so people, if they want to purchase, like, for instance, let's say these gift cards that you guys have, because you're also trying to support all the other businesses that you have while you're trying to get things for people in the community to do, to stay busy. So talk to us a little bit about the gift cards people can use, the memberships with the, the chamber, kind of how that all works together to do things like Santaland.
Yeah, I'll start with that. Years ago we had these paper checks. They were the gift cards. It was very time consuming. They get wrinkled, they get lost, they're wet, exchange them. But so now we have it's a prepaid online Visa gift card that people can come into the chamber and order. In fact, yesterday we had at least 2 businesses stop in and pick up several $1,000s worth of them to pass out to their employees or their customers. But those are dispersed around town and stay in town. One of the biggest reasons we don't do the checks is because now we can turn on our POS systems. Because if you look back years ago when those paper checks came through, they could take them anywhere, any place in the country would take them, because they're just a check. But now they're a prepaid Visa card, so we can make sure that those bucks stay in town by turning on the POS systems for each business or each member that wants to participate in that.
Yeah, that's a big deal if you, keeping that money localized, and the chamber, that's really what you're doing, trying to support the Watertown area businesses.
Absolutely.
So when you talk about the value of being a chamber member, one is helping create some of that economy, of course, but what other kind of benefits do you think you hear from some of your members?
It's kind of I would say it's a two-way street. So if you look at, for example, we've probably got 11 banks and financial institutions with us, probably 20 or 30 insurance companies. While we can't do business with all of them, they see the value of participating and joining us. So let's just take Santaland, for example. If we didn't have membership, none of us would be able to do what we do. We wouldn't have a Santaland. We wouldn't have Cooking on Capaska Thursday Night Live and some of the leadership things that we do. So when I think of a business saying, what's in it for me, you have to look at the bigger picture. We're here supporting everybody, not just the businesses, but the people that come downtown to see our stuff, whether it's the wine walk, some of the events that we do, and we have a lot of them, I can list them all, but it's not just about what's in it for me. Sometimes we'll have meetings with some of our members and say, well, you haven't spent any money with us, so why should we continue to support you? It's not that clear, set and dried. We've got a lot going on, but every business that joins us supports everything we do, not just about what gives back to them. I hope that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can explain it in a different way.
Yeah, so I think you hit it right on the spot. It does. It's not just in it, what's in it for me. We're here to support all businesses in Watertown that are participating in chamber members. And with being a member, it provides resources, time, volunteers, I mean, your membership allows us to do so much more for the community. We give back to the community, not just an individual business. It's for everyone.
And you have even done different educational sessions for individuals and for like businesses and, even just to help people gain confidence and all sorts of different.
Absolutely. Where to start a business? How do I grow my business? In fact, one of our courses, this will be our second year, it's Small Business Basics. Help us in marketing, help with QuickBooks, online stuff. How do I deal with an HR person? When do I decide if I need a person? What's a 1099? What's an LLC? Can I be a sole partnership? All those questions that you can probably Google, but it's really nice to have somebody sitting across the table from you going, well, you could do it this way, but this may be a better way for you. All those things that we do, again, goes back to if we weren't here, where would they find that information?
Mm-hmm. And each market, I suppose, is very unique as well. Watertown's got to be different than Brookings, Aberdeen, and so on. And so when you have that business experience, or even you can rely on your members to ask for other advice too. You're all kind of a collective that way.
Absolutely. And we get down to Brookings quite often. We speak with those folks down there. I've got a pretty good tie with the state chamber. Actually, I'll be the incoming president the next time we meet in September for the state chamber execs. But so we do get to share ideas, thoughts, and things that may work in Brookings, may not work here, and vice versa. But there's some really good things that work well for everybody. And at the time, we get to share those ideas and bring those back to our communities.
Very cool. So what would you say if you had, when you talk about the partnerships and the support that you get with your businesses, and you talk about like the local engagement, I guess, when you have these local events, like whether it's putting on, asking for a sponsorship for a special event, maybe it's a concert, or like the wine walk you mentioned,
Sure.
Things like that. You talk about gratitude and being thankful for the community that you guys have put together. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, and I'm not sure I understand your question, but as far as the like someone to sponsor like a wine walk, yes, we do need those funds, because we spent, I don't know, $5,000 on wine that we pass out to these businesses, and they get to share those with their customers, new and existing customers. So all that collectively holds that together. Now, you may not be a wine drinker, but think about it. If you're a business owner and you've got 15 or 20 employees out there, what are they doing in Watertown? They're attending our events. They're participating in not only our events, but everything that they do. But for us to have the ability to put on a Thursday Night Live, Cooking on Kapeska, like I said, the wine walk, the car shows at Thursday Night Live, all those things, that really wouldn't happen without us. Now, who else would do those things? Now, we are exploring some other options. I would love to do a winter carnival out at the lake, complete with a fishing tournament and all this stuff and bells and whistles that got with it. I would like to see a hole cut in the ice where you can get on board, it spins around, those types of things. We just need our membership, of course, would help drive those fun events, and that's gonna. I started going off my tangent. If I look at my kids, okay, that's enough, Tim. But I just get so excited about things we can do.
Sure.
But we just need everybody to come together and make it work.
Yeah. Wow. That is crazy. Cool. No, I mean, that kind of creativity, sometimes you just throw stuff out there and it works, or maybe it doesn't, and then you just try again.
Yeah. So going back to that thought now, it's things like that as a business, you try to retain your employees, but as a community, we try to retain the residents. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We want to give people something to do in town, because if we didn't, there's not a lot of organizations that put on events to that level.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that reminds me too, you do work with like Visit Watertown and the other entities, the city of Watertown, of course, to also attract new residents or, retain them, like you said too. But, if someone's looking at moving here or starting a business here, you got to try to attract them too. So
Absolutely.
You guys have how many in your crew?
There's just 4 of us.
Just 4.
Yeah, just 4. Yes.
It sounds like a corporation for as much as you do throughout the year.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Now we do have pretty good ambassadors.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a great group of ambassadors, about 15 of those. And then we also have some other volunteers that trickle in throughout the year. But for the most part, it's us. And we also have a very strong ad committee. So a lot of our ag functions, you'll see like the Dairy Paloozas, not the first three, the farm show, yeah. Pretty good, strong hold of those members as well, because they're directly tied to a lot of the ag stuff.
And you're starting to work on the farm show now, right?
No, we're not going to start. It doesn't come up till February, so we'll wait till the 1st of February.
Okay, yeah. So you're just maybe starting to think about it, huh?
Yeah, that's actually Mackenzie's world, and she's knee deep, actually up to her nose.
Yeah.
With farm show stuff, whether it's the booth stuff and the classes, well, they're talking about that.
Wow. Do you need help with that, or where you at with that?
So farm show is kind of a well-oiled machine. It does take many months to plan. Like, people don't understand that we started planning 2026 farm show back in April of 2025. So, I mean, there's only 2 months maybe I put farm show away. That's it. So yeah, we're ready. Farm show will be February 11th through the 14th this year at the Extension Building. Lots of fun things happening. Our booths are full. So if you would like a booth at the farm show, please call and get on the waiting list, because stuff happens. Sometimes people can't attend and things happen. So yeah, we will put you on the waiting list and get you into the farm show if we can.
Wow, already filled up and got a waiting list, and the farm show is free for people to go to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's a big deal, because I know if there's not an actual blizzard, it's gung ho.
It is.
Yeah. And sometimes there is, though, but it's still gung ho.
Yes, it really is. or it's muddier than heck.
Yeah.
You know, one or the other.
They still show up.
Yes,
My
absolutely.
goodness.
Yep.
Well, cool. We're gonna have to do some lives or run around in there, because that's kind of Doreen stomping grounds, I think.
Yep.
You want to get in on this a little bit?
You know, I'm just amazed at how the events that you guys put together intertwines with the rural residents and the in-town residents. Like you said, there's something for everyone, and the ag enrichment that you do, I think it's great, the farm show and all of that. So we want to remind folks that when they come to town for those events, just kick the mud and the stuff off your boots and come and join you guys.
Absolutely. You know, in fact, we talked about the rural, our Watertown Burger Battle, Watertown area Burger Battle. You'll see we've got contestants in, I'm thinking Henry, Castlewood, working on Bitter Lake Lodge up near Waubay. They're out of town this week, but we're going to have them join us. Where else we at? Lake Norden, they participated in the past down there. So yeah, so we're talking about area. We definitely want those people to participate, because they like to eat burgers down there as well and participate in all the things that we do.
And those area businesses can be members of the Watertown Chamber as well.
Absolutely. In fact, one of my most recent, but a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I got a hold of Corny Waldner over at Double Barrel. I said, "Hey, Corny, I'd love to have you participate in our chamber. I'd love to have you as part of our burger battle." He goes, "I didn't think I could do that. I thought I was not allowed." But I said, and he's been with us ever since and loves to participate in those things. And that's just one story of all those businesses that in the outlying areas that, hey, I'd love to participate, but I didn't think I could. Heck yeah. we want you.
It seems like you'll find a way to work with people and partner with them one way or another.
Absolutely. Yeah, they have to have that compelling reason. So when I visit with people, I say, "What's your reason? What's going to stay at the end of the year going? I want to join again, or I want to renew my membership. What are you looking for out of that?" If they say, "I don't know," well, let's find something. Let's find something that you say, "I'm glad I did that, and I want to tell more people about some of the experience that I had with the Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce."
Yeah, very good. What I find is interesting is generally when we're talking, you ask questions, and most of the time, people if they're working with your business, they don't always ask questions. They get to a point where maybe they're just kind of comfortable, or they think they might know, but you're always asking more questions to kind of find out where people are at, and I think that's something that's good to have when you're you're always thinking outside the box and always looking at what the next thing might be. So that's kind of refreshing, since you've been in the business for a little bit. So
yeah, I know some of those ideas that don't get out of my box, but I tell you what, they're in my head going, "Oh, that'd be so much fun to do." But I got 3 gals here going, "Let's just wait a little bit. We have a lot going on." But yeah, so we do have a lot of ideas and how we can have more fun and more ways to engage with our members.
Awesome. Well, do you have anything else to read?
I think it's also great, Tim, how you want to bring the business folks in and have kind of a get to know you, like we did with the wheel in.
Yes.
A lot of folks, they go to those business places, but they don't know the people that own that and run that. And it's kind of cool to get a little history like we did with the wheel in.
It is, and that's kind of my vision of this hour going forward, especially with your video stuff that we did. Go out, take some pictures of these, interview these people live and what they're doing, where they're living, and seeing the insides of those businesses, the ins and outs, as well as the good and the bad that happens with those businesses. But yeah, thank you for that comment. I really want to see that grow as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the journeys and the human beings behind the curtains that make make it all worth it, really.
Absolutely.
So-
So we will do that again very shortly.
Very cool. Well, do you guys have anything else that you want to touch on? I want to make sure.
Well, Mackenzie, I'm sure she does because she's
Any-
been begging to jump at that microphone and
Any
talk.
heartfelt thank yous or anything like that, or I don't know, anything?
Sure, yeah. So we are just very thankful for every member and every partnership that we have built over the years at the Watertown Chamber. Again, without our members, we are not able to do what we do. So we appreciate every single one of you and look forward to another bigger, better, stronger year coming in 2026.
And as we get close to Christmas, like we talked about earlier, those Watertown Chamber bucks, get your orders in. If you want to call the chamber, let us know what you're looking for, how many you need, and there any denomination you would like. You could have them, if you want to get 100 $10 cards, if you want to get 5 $50 cards, or 3 $500 cards, let us know. We'll invoice your business. You can come and pick those up and pass those out to either your customers, your members, the mailman, whoever. Like they're good for anybody. It's not like they wouldn't want a chamber bar because you can only spend those at 150 places in town. Of course, that's why they're going to want them, because you can spend them almost everywhere.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a chamber member or a business to come and purchase those Watertown bucks. You can be anybody. You can come buy them for your grandkids or your family. Anybody can buy those.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome Christmas gift.
Now, I will tell you something about that is that is an expense that we incur. We pay for the shipments of those cards, the printing of the cards we have. When those come into us, there's about $2,000 up front just to have the cards in hand. And of course, when you pay a credit card, we absorb all those fees. So this is not a profit maker for the chamber. So this is something that the more we do, the more that costs us. But we're okay with that because we know that benefits going out to those businesses that didn't have to really do anything other than just join our membership and start taking those cards.
Mm-hmm. The circle of life.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, that's awesome. That's a great example of really a complete from start to finish. So
Absolutely.
good deal.
Fun stuff.
All right. Well, Tim Sheehan and Mackenzie Reese, thank you both for everything that you do. Appreciate you sun up to sundown. You guys are thinking about what you can do next. So if you have any questions, what's the website again?
WatertownSD.com, or you can give us a call at 886-5814.
Very good.
Or just come and find us on Santaland this weekend. We'll be hanging out up there. Some of us may be disguised as a Grinch or a Frosty or a teddy bear, but we'll be there.
All right. Well, very good. We'll come check them out at Santaland at the mall this weekend, and that is the Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce.